guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy's in his mid-40s, he's divorced, a couple kids, and he's writing in asking my advice about a little situation. You see, about 4 years ago, he got involved with this gal, and she herself has been divorced. She claimed it was because her husband was cheating on her. Got divorced, and after 2.5 years of being single, these two got together. And 3 years in their relationship, she informs him over drinks that she wasn't quite forthcoming about the adventure she had between her divorce and meeting him. Turns out she was quite adventurous with many dudes. And how many dudes? Well, you'll happen to see here. And as you can imagine, after a year being with her and investing in the relationship, he didn't like the news. But he didn't want to break up with her because obviously he was invested in the relationship and didn't want to be just dump her like that because she was treating him well, good time. Well, here we are a year later. Guess what? He can't get past it. He's disgusted by her past and all that and is writing and wondering, what do you think he should do? So I'll be going to go over here about how oftentimes gals will wait till you're invested in a relationship to reveal elements of the truth, thinking that you're in love with them so you're not going anywhere. How gals will have fun with a certain type of guy, but pick and choose that nice guy they stick with, as well as other important lessons here. And hopefully we can help this dude out. It says, Dear SSM, I've been watching your channel for a couple of years and I appreciate your work. I have, I think, an unusual story, which is effectively a mind fuck, and I'm struggling to deal with it. Bro, it's not that unusual. A lot of guys write in, they think their story is so unusual and strange and unique, and it's sadly not that unusual. Long story short, I'm a mid-40s male, divorced with 2 kids. My girlfriend is also mid-40s and divorced with 2 kids. We've been seeing each other for about 4 years. We live 2 hours apart and see each other every second weekend due to kids' custody, with her driving to me every second week, and then me driving to her, etc. There's no question of us ever cohabiting or getting married, but it's an exclusive, serious relationship. Never say never, amigo. That could change, especially when those kids are out of the house. She was with her ex-husband for 20 years, throughout her 20s and 30s, before divorcing him due to him having an affair in 2018. She was loyal in her marriage. Well, this is her saying that. She was then single for 2.5 years before meeting me in 2020. I've been separated for about 6 months when we met. About 3 years into our relationship, 3 years into the relationship, she reveals, not 1 year, 3 years when you're really invested. In 2023, after a few drinks, she revealed that she went nuts and slept with about 30 guys in between her divorce and meeting me. 30 guys, huh? So you said that she divorced and in 2.5 years she was single, quote-unquote single, and I met you. 30 dudes in 2.5 years? Well, many of you guys know whatever number a gal gives you usually triple it. But we're not done yet. Now that number alone may seem bad enough, but also she let it slip before that she has never used condoms. Oh my God. She was always on birth control, so yes, she had 30 guys unloading her. Oh, that's a pleasant thought. Also, as I discovered through personal experience, she's a huge fan of BJs. Therefore, I'm certain she's also swallowed the contents of 30 of her flings. When she told me this, I was shocked and asked if she had taken any STI checks. She said she took 2 and both were clear. After that, I went quiet without knowing how to react. Yeah, that's because your mouth dropped to the floor and you couldn't quite get it back. Normally, I'd run a mile, but as it had been 3 years, she's totally into me, treats me well, and with respect. She doesn't treat you that well with respect that she waited 3 years to tell you this, dude. That's on purpose. I know she loves me, and I'm 99% sure she would never cheat on me. Smack! Bro, come on. If you've been watching my work for a while, you know darn well how many guys that thought they were in the perfect relationship. She would never cheat on me, and then, you know better. She consistently treats me as if I'm a prize. I'm a relationship guy, so I find it hard to be cold-hearted and just break it off. Because you're a nice guy. You may have some knowledge, but you're a nice guy, and she knew that getting into the relationship with you. But I'll come back to that later. When she told me I wanted to break it off out of disgust, think evolutionary biology, but I couldn't do it. I said I'd give myself a year to get over it. Well, it's been a year, and I still think about it every day and get annoyed, sad, and enraged by it. If you wrote me a year ago, I would have told you to end it with her, and I would tell you that you're not going to get over it, and see, he can't get past it. Every day he's thinking about this shit. The fact that she slept with all these guys but via dating apps and seemingly on first dates means I'm questioning her impulse control. If a so-called hot guy cheats on her when I'm not there, or if a hot guy chats her up when I'm not there, can I truly trust her? If she had told me her S-word history on our first date, then I wouldn't have had a second date with her, as I would have treated her like a pump and dump. Yes, we slept together on the first date. First warning, I guess. Guys, if a gal sleeps with you in the first date, you can pat yourself on the back saying you were doing what you were charming enough to get her in the first date, but that ain't girlfriend material. That's a friends with benefits or hookup. To be fair, I acknowledge from my description that she sounds very dodgy, but she's actually a great caring woman who I love a lot. My friends and family love her. Oh, I'm sure your friends do. I do essentially trust her, but I'm struggling to deal with the fact that she's allowed so many dudes to sleep with her, knowing full well they were just using her for sex. Can anyone else relate to this feeling? I wouldn't be with her for 4 years if she wasn't a great partner, but those 2.5 years of her sleeping around before me is constantly on my mind. It plagues my thoughts every day. Are these thoughts ever likely to subside? I've had them for a year, and it's exhausting. I'd appreciate your thoughts. Regards. Okay, so let's review. Again, she claimed, and this is her side of the story, it could be true, but her husband cheated on her. She was married 20 years, loyal, loving, all that. She was a mom, and they got divorced. And in 2.5 years, she went buck wild and claims it was 30 dudes, and then met you, and that was the end of it. And so what I interpret this as is that, for number one, the old joke, when a guy says his number divided by 3, because guys generally always exaggerate, and when a woman says her number multiplied times 3, it's the old American Pie Part 2 scene, because it's way higher. All right, so that's an issue. Even if it was just 30 dudes in 2.5 years, some people could say, well, guys do that when they get divorced. Well, I'm not saying that's smart either. Then the fact that she was using no condoms, I mean, you want to talk about stupid, what she could have caught doing that? And she's a mother. She has kids that rely on her. Really? And then, yeah, guys were finishing in her, and she loves BJs. Hey, I like girls that love BJs. The world's a better place. But I'm sure many of those, she obviously likes cum, so obviously she's been swallowing that a lot. Not exactly a pleasant thought for the girl that you're clearly in love with. And then she informs you 3 years into your relationship, not in the beginning. And why is it that she chose you to settle with compared to those other quote, so-called 30 guys? Why aren't you just another notch in her little belt? And she went on to the next guy. Probably because she could tell you're the type of guy that she could settle with, be her boyfriend, relationship material, a nice guy, and that's why she chose you. And that's also why she waited to tell you 3 years, to have you roped in that you're in love with her and loving your life with her, thinking that you wouldn't go anywhere. And she was correct. Because remember, my friend and all the guys watching, women aren't stupid. They're pretty good at figuring us out. So here you are now, and you decide to wait a year just to see if you could get over it or let it subside. Well, here you are a year later. It still bothers the hell out of you. As you said, anger, I think you said disgust, enraged, all that type of stuff. And you say you think about it daily. Doesn't sound like an ideal situation to me, man. So what I would do is I'd end it with her. Period. You can go about it the way you choose, the way you want to, and you can say what you want to say or don't say what you want to say, say what you want to say or don't say, certain things, but whatever. Because that's no relationship to be in. And the reason I'd say you would do it because what she did during that time period disgusts you. Why do you want to be with a woman that her behavior disgusted you? You make a good point not being able to trust her impulse control. I have a hard time believing that her story about her husband was 100% accurate. It's possible, because you've heard my stories, where the girl's painting the picture as, because you've heard plenty of stories, it's always the guy that's the villain, right? I'm sweet and innocent, but nothing I did wrong. And you find out that, guess what? Because the wife took part in the divorce. It's very rare it's a one-sided situation where you have the sweet and innocent person and the other person is raising holy hell. In fact, it's usually the guy that is, by and large, the pretty good one in the situation, and then she finds an excuse of something he's not doing to justify this bad behavior. So you can't quite entirely, the fact that she didn't tell you all these years should make you question what other things she is not telling you or what she's been lying about. But if this is bothering you a year into it, I don't think it's going to change in 2 years or 3 years. And do you want to be that guy that's walking around with the girls in the town bicycle? Not me. No. But the fact that she kept it from you on purpose, I guarantee it was on purpose, thinking you're not going anywhere, and she was right. So if it was me, I'd end it with her. But I'm also, number one, a heartless bastard because I'm going to take care of me first, always. And two, I don't have attachment issues to people. Generally, people don't surprise me or shock me, especially after doing what I've been doing now on YouTube for 4.5 years and the thousands of videos I've covered in my own life experience. So that's what I think you should do. Obviously, it's not going to work out. And yeah, okay, that's great. She treats you well. You have a good time with her. And some people might think, okay, why don't you just demote her to friends with benefits? You know, the occasional hookup. I don't think you can do that, quite frankly. You said you're a relationship guy. I just don't see you being able to do that. So unless you can. If you can, then maybe. But I'd certainly be wearing condoms going forward. And I would be doing some investigating. But also the fact that, you know, yeah, okay, you're supposedly only seeing each other, but you're 2 hours apart and you see each other every other weekend and stuff like that. That's not a whole lot if you're with someone for 4 years. To me, it sounds like you're a type of guy that needs someone that you can obviously is closer than 2 hours away and you don't see every other weekend, and that's that, you know? For all you know, she could have another guy that she has a similar arrangement with, but you just don't know about it, you know, and you've just been blindly believing her and all that. So if it was me, I'd end with her. So guys, in the comment section, let this guy know what you think of how he should handle the situation. Also, let me know what you think, and I want to hear from all you guys. Pause the video. Do you really think 30 is your number? Really? I'm not buying it. And maybe we can help this guy out. All right, guys, that's it for today. Obviously, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and let this guy know what you think. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.